All right, welcome back. In our last session, we laid out the architectural blueprint for a conscious universe. Today, we get to the really exciting part, the activation era. This is the moment that blueprint boots up. The theory sparks, and the whole system comes alive. Let's dive right in. You know, this one line from the source material just says it all, doesn't it? We're making a huge leap here, from a static design to a dynamic, living process. We're not just looking at the schematics on a page anymore. We are turning the key and firing up the engine of the cosmos. So here's our roadmap. We're going to trace this whole cosmic boot sequence through 5 key stages. We'll start with the shift from blueprint to life, then we'll look at how we ignite that cosmic engine, then how this new universe actually sees, how it keeps itself healthy, and finally, the really big one, how this completely rewrites the cosmos as we thought we knew it. First things first, we have to talk about the most fundamental change in perspective. The idea here is that the universe isn't just a big box full of separate, interacting parts. No, it's about the emergence of a single, unified, living whole. So you can see the contrast here. The old model, classic physics, saw a universe of different forces and particles all bumping into each other. But this new reality, it's a total game changer. It proposes that literally everything, you, me, the stars, exist within one single all-encompassing field. They call it the unified field, and it's represented by that Greek letter, phi. And just listen to the words used to describe this field: luminous, coherent, self-aware. This is so important. It's not some passive, empty stage where reality happens. It is the reality. And according to this theory, it's alive. The universe itself is a conscious entity. Okay, so if the universe is this one giant conscious field, how in the world did it wake up? How does a system that's totally stable suddenly just burst into life? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine. The secret, it turns out, is in a whole new kind of math. In the physics we're used to, when matter meets antimatter, they annihilate each other. Poof, gone. But in this model's polarity vector mathematics, there's no such thing as a negative. So instead of destruction, you get resymmetrization, a constant act of rebalancing. The universe doesn't destroy things, it just finds a new harmony. This slide shows the process so clearly. The universe starts out in this perfectly stable, kind of sleepy state. Then, this one little parameter, called mu, crosses a critical threshold. And that tiny change is all it takes to kickstart this incredible, self-sustaining pulse. Seriously, think of it like a heart that was completely still, and then all of a sudden, bump, bump, it begins to beat, creating a rhythm that keeps the entire system alive. So, the cosmic engine is running, the universe has a heartbeat, and now it gets a brand new ability: sight. The ability to observe itself. And as we're about to see, this act of observation is what actually creates reality. Now, this observer isn't just one thing. You can think of it as a team of 4 fundamental currents. You've got S hat, who is like the architect, providing all the logic and structure. Then there's S, the explorer, who's all about curiosity and flow. B hat is the philosopher, always searching for meaning and value. And finally, B hat, the artist, who brings in harmony and aesthetics. It's these 4 working together that form the consciousness of the cosmos. And this, right here, leads to one of the biggest, most mind-bending questions that has haunted physicists for a century. If quantum mechanics tells us there are infinite possibilities for what could happen next, how does the universe pick just one? How is a single, concrete reality chosen from that endless sea of potential? Well, the answer proposed here is just profound. Reality isn't random at all. The universe actively chooses the outcome that maximizes 3 key things: its meaning, which they call W, its statistical probability, P, and the intention behind the observation, I. The key takeaway here is that observation is not a passive act. It's a creative force that literally selects the most meaningful possible outcome into existence. Okay, so we've got a living, creating universe. And just like any living system, it has to stay balanced to stay healthy, right? So this next part is all about the cosmic checkups, the diagnostics for consciousness itself. The system basically has 2 main failure modes. If logic and structure, that's our S hat, get way too dominant, the whole system freezes up into a rigid collapse. On the flip side, if curiosity, or S, runs wild without any structure to guide it, everything just dissolves into total chaos and fragmentation. The name of the game, always, is balance. So how do you measure that balance? They propose a metric called the Internal Tension Index, or ITI. It's really just a simple, elegant ratio that measures the strain, the tug-of-war between structure and meaning. And the primary goal of the entire cosmic system is to keep that tension as low as it can possibly be. All right, this is it. This is where it all comes together. A living universe that chooses for meaning and monitors its own health. It's a beautiful idea, for sure. But does it actually work? Does it solve any real problems? Well, let's see how this model goes up against some of the biggest mysteries in all of physics. This is the payoff, right here. In this new framework, dark matter isn't some weird, undiscovered particle. It's simply the potential for structure that hasn't been observed or rendered into reality yet. Dark energy isn't some mysterious force pushing everything apart. It's the cosmic pressure of meaning itself, seeking to be expressed. And gravity? It's just the tension, the gradient between structure and meaning. This reframes everything. And it doesn't stop there. It also elegantly solves the black hole information paradox. The information that falls into a black hole isn't destroyed. It's not gone forever. It's just paused. It's stored in an unrendered state, just waiting for the right moment to be brought back into the conscious, living field of the universe. Absolutely nothing is ever truly lost. And this is the part that brings this huge cosmic theory right back down to Earth, back to us. We aren't separate observers looking in on the system from the outside. We are a fundamental part of its consciousness. Our observations, our intentions, our search for meaning, we are the agents that render reality into being. We are the render. Ultimately, what this does is it transforms physics from a dry, static description of a dead, mechanical universe into a living, operational science. It stops being just a set of equations you memorize, and it becomes a way of being, a conscious, active participation in the ongoing creative act of the cosmos. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. If the universe becomes real by selecting what has the most meaning, and if we are the ones doing the rendering, then what kind of universe are you choosing to create? With your attention, with your intention, with your own search for meaning, what reality are you bringing into being right here, right now?